Jimmy, 1-0 victory today. How do you assess that one that you've just seen out there?
Hard fought, tough opposition, tough game. I'll be honest with you, it looked how I expected it to look. Two teams that were more than likely going to cancel each other out, and we were going to. Well, we had to be solid. We had to be resolute. We had to deal with any spells of pressure that they built on us. I think their manager would probably be saying the same to them. And then the game needed a moment of quality, and the moment of quality came probably our best spell in the game. Loads of corners. I think we hit the post, or I don't know how it stayed out off the one set piece there just before the goal. But look, it's a moment of quality. It's a moment same as the last 1-0, victories. Dylan's goal, and then obviously the Hitchin one. We said in there that the boys are learning, we're learning, I'm learning what it takes at this level and in this league. Just been speaking there about there's lots of teams in the same area, lots of teams trying to do the same thing. There'll be stalemates throughout the season. Where we're growing as a group now is we're not panicking when it is a stalemate, and that's me included. Probably panic is not the right word. It's more of a staying patient, knowing that a moment will come, and at the moment, obviously Dan's popped up with a fantastic strike there. The moments are coming for us.
And you just mentioned you've had 3 1-0 victories on the road since the Anstey, not on the road, sorry, in a row since the Anstey game. What has sort of changed since then? I don't want to give too much away, but what has sort of changed?
No, it's just mentality. It's just mentality. The Anstey game, I've said 2 or 3 times now, and the lads know we're not banging on about it anymore. It was the manner of the performance. Teams losing the FA Cup to teams in the division below, and this, that, the other all the time. It was the manner of the performance. The boys, I said to you over last weekend, the boys know where they went badly wrong with that, and they're not going to let it happen again.
And the result just keeps us ticking along nicely. It's all about that building block now, isn't it? Just to keep ticking away, keep plugging along, and just keep digging out the results, I suppose.
Yep, nobody's going to get carried away in our dressing room. Not one person. We know the blueprint of what the level, like I just said, what the level dictate means that we have to do. I said last week there'll be days where we are prettier on the eye. And there are more opportunities on goal, but until those days we have to be resolute. The defensive line, and I include Ronnie in that, with that outstanding save down to his right there, he needs to get us out of trouble when we need it. The back line needs to stay resolute, and then we're waiting for that moment. We're waiting for that moment with Sweeney against Hitchin, Dylan Hadley against Redditch, and then Dan today.
And you just said a mention about the impact that Dan made. What did you sort of say to him before he came onto the pitch? Was it just to get the ball down and start getting us moving? Was it just to just keep the ball moving along and getting us up the pitch a little bit further? Because that's where the dominant period came from, really, didn't it?
Yeah, he come on. We signed him. He trained with us Thursday, so he did sort of one session with the group. Knowing his background and where he's come from, I knew that he'd want the ball at his feet. I had a long conversation with him on Thursday about that's brilliant, but you need to make sure that the defensive responsibility, that's where the group's at, your defensive responsibility is really good. He got around their holding midfielder, which was brilliant, and because of his athleticism he managed to ultimately get away from his marker. And then obviously, like I say, you know what you're getting. He's just signed a professional contract with Blackburn Rovers. You know what you're getting quality wise. We need to get him up to speed with the level, same with everybody else, and get him up to speed with everybody else, because we'll start to see those match-winning moments.
And I thought the sport was excellent once again today. Obviously, you got another two home games coming up against Stourbridge and Stanford. What sort of tests do you expect, and how do you go about continuing the form that you've just recently?
I've got to say the home support today was really good, because especially in the first half, it was a stalemate, and it's easy being the home team to think that we have to then rip it all up, which, if I'm being brutally honest, we probably did that a couple of times last year, and we have to change something, and we have to go. The fans stuck with us, were really patient, and then we had our spell, and ultimately we scored a very good goal, but we scored within that spell, or probably towards the back end of it, and that also comes from the fans being on the journey with us, seeing that the boys are putting everything into the performances off off the ball, putting everything in for the club, for the fans, for each other, and ultimately that gives us that foundation to go and win games.